This is Real Rap 100, where we have a real rap and we keep it 100. Hosted by Marcus Hall.
Kingdom Time Entertainment presents the premier event for Christian hip hop and urban kingdom culture, the 2023 Kingdom Choice Awards Weekend. All roads lead to Broadway, New York City for the main event, which will take place at Symphony Space. Performing live will be Jared All-Star,
Born covered in the blood, Yeshua the Father.
CB's Christ Boy, Rue Alexander, Conquest, Antoine Hilton, Richard Dorfman, Clifford Graham,
In the city of God. Krista Gotti, the city of stars.
He Sun Lee, Dayton in the Menace movement,
This is my shot. I give it all that I got till I'm put in the coffin to rot till I'm all I will not. Give up and
MC
say who
Nice and
I just
Sharif,
make it hard in the rock.
Angie Rose,
Hace day, aleluya. Pero say aleluya y se escucha.
Reigns the Artist, Scooty Wop,
Hold up, I ain't with that. Devil try to get his leg back.
Miles Minnick,
Do it big, do it real big, real big. Oh my God, do it big, do it real big. Yeah,
1K Feud,
living my life for show. I made it up out of that episode. Sure, pulling out on the road. I'm making a story they never told.
Your honorary recipients of the night will be CHH legend, Brinson of God Chasers Entertainment, and Kingdom visionary James Trigg Russo, CEO of Holy Culture Radio. Tickets are available at www.symphonyspace.org. Group rates are available until September 15th. VIP tickets are limited. The KCA is more than an award show. It's a Kingdom experience.
This is Real Rap 100, where we have a real rap and we keep it 100. Hosted by Marcus Hall.
What's going on? What's going on, family? I want to welcome you all. You know what I mean? Welcome you all to Real Rap 100, man. Real Rap 100. I'm your host for this segment. Big shout out to my brother Marcus Hall, who's on behind the scenes and he's in full Kingdom Choice Award mode. You know, he's in full production mode, man. He's working behind the scenes, man, on this episode. And I'm gonna be your host, Richard Dolphin. You know what I mean? And it's an honor and a privilege to be hosting this thing with y'all, man. And I'm excited, you know, because tonight we definitely gonna be on board and on deck, man, with who I premiere as one of the new super groups in the kingdom, man. We got a collective also known as one of the forerunners, pioneers, you know, the trailblazers in regards to lyricism, man. We got the Menace movement, man, on deck here for Real Rap 100, man. And we are here. Want to let y'all know, before we get into that, man, all roads lead to September 29th and September 30th for the Kingdom Choice Award weekend, all right? Kingdom Choice Award weekend. Y'all saw the commercial, man. It's going down September 29th. That's next Friday, y'all. Next Friday, man, we are going to have the So You Think You Got Bars. So You Think You Got Bars, man. We got the competition of all competitions, man. We got my bro Architect, man. We got my sis Crystal B. We got High Depth Tone, man. We gonna have, listen, it's gonna be a straight up lyricist face off. You know what I mean? Lyricist face off, man. We gonna have Stack Zion. You know what I'm saying? We gonna have, man, listen, the lyricists that are gonna be on deck, man, is gonna be Crazy J Roman. We got Forever, you know what I mean? 2.0 is gonna be, and we got a special artist that's gonna be entering into the Rumble, you know what I mean? The bar for bar Royal Rumble, man. We got Alok who's gonna be on the bill as well that night, man. And it's gonna be 8 contestants, 4 rounds, 1 winner. Don't miss that. The winner is actually going to be opening up for the Kingdom Choice Awards the very next day, man. So it's definitely going to be an event like no other. The judges, y'all, last week we met the participants, and we also have the judges, man. DJ Focus, Dice Gamble, and Brinson, who are going to be holding it down. And y'all already know. If y'all was here last week, y'all know they play no games. You know what I mean? They have high expectations, and they let it be known the standard of excellence and lyricism that they are expecting on that night, man. So you definitely don't want to miss it, man. It's definitely something that I'm gonna be front and center, man. Looking forward to seeing how everything is gonna pan out, man. Again, 4 rounds. I mean, listen, they in the chat. They were rumblings, and they was like, "Yo, listen, man, we gonna need something like this every year." But before we get to that, the main event, the granddaddy of them all, when it comes down to urban hip hop and worship, man, the Kingdom Choice Awards, man, September 30th. That's Saturday. I'm gonna let y'all know right now. If you want tickets to So You Think You Got Bars, y'all can definitely go ahead and log on to Eventbrite. Go to Eventbrite, get your tickets. It's going to be 10 online. There's going to be 15 at the door. Space is limited. So don't think that, I'm going to get my tickets Friday. There might not be any space on Friday. And I'm not just telling y'all, because it's not like we ain't in the theater. You know what I mean? Big shout out to my church City USA, man, that's going to be hosting the event. And your host on that night is going to be Willie Green, and also the pastor of Church City, Christian hip hop legend, pioneer Richie Righteous is going to be on deck hosting So You Think You Got Bars competition. But September 30th, the 12th annual Kingdom Choice Awards, man, is going down at the Peter Norton Symphony Space. And y'all already saw the lineup. We got 1K Few, we got Miles Medic, we got Scooty Wop, who's going to be making his New York KCA debut, Angie Rose, Heesun Lee, Clifford Gray, Crew Alexander, MC Nights, and Cherie. Yours truly, Richard Dolphin, is going to be on the bill. Range the Artist, Jared Alston, Conquest, Antoine Hilton, Christboy, and many more. So then we're going to have a lot more special guests. And I'm just excited, even though I'm going to be hitting the stage, man. I'm just excited just to sit there and just see the event. If you have ever been to a Kingdom Choice Awards, if you've been in the past at the Cumble Theater, salute to you, but on Broadway, the Broadway experience, anybody who was there last year know that this is the level of production. Like it's something that's definitely out of this world. And I'm here. Everybody's trying to take their game and take their performance to the next level, man. And there's been some rumblings. I get to hear some things, but I don't get to hear everything. But this group, this collective, man, I was hearing a lot of things, man. A lot of things saying like, "Yo, listen, they're about to come through." And, you know what I'm saying? And which is gonna segue into the reason why we're here tonight, man. I want to be able to give in a state in the kingdom, you have a lot of people that rap. Everybody rap, but when it comes down to lyricists, that's like they're like a dying breed. It's like a species it's a different breed. I'm not gonna say dying breed, but they're like a different breed. A special entity. They are like they're like the militia, the special ops force, the SWAT team. You know what I'm saying? And we are fortunate. I'm fortunate to bring to Real Rap 100 none other than the Menace movement, man. The Menace movement on deck, and we got the squad with me, man. So I'm excited the fact that they're going to be here, man. So I'm just going to have y'all. If y'all in the chat, by all means, spread the word. Spread the word. Go ahead on Facebook. Let them know on YouTube, man. And we salute everybody that coming in, because the Menace movement is here on Real Rap 100, man. And again, it's going down. They're going to be performing live at the Kingdom Choice Awards, man, on September 30th. Get your tickets right now, because it's going to be a movie, man. But without further ado, let's open up the floodgates, release the chains, you know what I'm saying, and unleash my kingdom brethren, man. Big shout out to the Menace movement, man. Shout out to my bro Dayton for being on here, man, representing for the squad, man. What's good? What's good, my bro?
What's good,
Christian
my bro?
Hip Hop General.
Hey, man. Glory to
The
God.
General's here,
Glory to
man.
God. Hey man, yep. Glory to God,
Yo,
man. Happy to be here. Excited, man. Excited about everything going on. Super excited that the whole squad get to come out and not only do the people get to experience what we do, but we get to experience just the whole event, man. I'm looking forward to seeing you, Rock, to Miles,
nah,
to Scooty, to everybody. You know, Angie.
right.
I'm just looking forward to being in the building.
Listen, let me say this. You've been to a couple of Kingdom Choice Awards. You know what I mean? If my
Yeah,
memory serves me right. You know what I'm saying? So you see the
yeah.
transition from the Cumble, you know what I mean, on to the actual symphony space on Broadway, man. We front and center, man. How was it for you last year? You know what I mean? Because you was there, you and Bizzle, y'all tore it down, man. So, but how was it for you, bro?
Yo, my squad could tell you how I was boasting about it. Like, I mean, not in our performance, but I'm just talking about the way the event was organized. I mean, from the very first Kingdom Choice Awards I went to, probably in like 2012 or 2013. I can't remember. Man, it was always done with excellence, but last year y'all took it
Mm,
to levels upon levels. I'm talking about from the sound, the
mm,
lights, the stage, just the
mm,
venue, period. It was just one of the dopest stages I've ever got to perform on as a Christian artist. It was just so dope,
mm,
bro. Yeah,
mm.
so
And
we enjoyed it, man. I enjoyed it.
yo,
I'm looking forward to the next one.
Yo, let me ask you this, since you not no rookie to the Kingdom Choice Awards, man. You certified. Can I ask you what is probably one of your fondest Kingdom Choice Awards moments? Is there a
Ooh.
moment, whether it could be another artist that you saw, or it was a performance, or how you felt and why? You know what I mean? Maybe something that happened backstage or something behind the scenes that most people might not even know. So I just want to throw that out there, man.
I would say probably in 2016 after I dropped the roar.
Mm,
That year I was nominated for up and coming or next up, you know, that award. And
right.
I won that thing. And man, it was an honor. And it's just the event. And then the headliner that night was me and Bizzle. So we got the
Wow.
headline the event. We ended the event.
Fire.
The reception was crazy. The energy was crazy. It had them stadium seats that went up. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
Yeah. So remember, it's like dead in front of you is just a wall of people, and the energy was insane, man. That was definitely a good memory. Afterwards, we hit Juniors to get some cheesecakes. Good day, bro. But I remember being like, yo, I love the Kingdom Choice Award, bro.
Ah, man. And we love having you, bro. And you
Yeah.
never fail. You know what I'm saying? You on the bill. You definitely, man, y'all definitely shut it down every time, man. So which is why I'm telling y'all, I'm letting you know. Like I'm hearing rumblings, they like, yo, bro, they ain't playing. Yo, this is like, you know, now like, what?
No,
Like,
we not playing.
yo, I'm excited, man. And you got the whole squad, man. Is going to be on here, man. Let me ask you this: being the fact that you ain't new to this, you know what I mean? You're not and when I'm talking about specifically Christian hip hop, you know, you've been through the early phases in the mid early 2000s, man, even to now, and you have elevated. You put out consistent projects and mixed tapes. You know what I'm saying? And done plenty of collaborations. Can I ask you this? What do you think from your start to where you are now? How have you seen the genre of Christian hip hop progress? Because I think you have a vantage point from being around, seeing different artists come. You know what I mean? You have a special insight, man. So I really want to see, where do you see the current state of Christian hip hop as of right
I
now?
think I think the most recognizable progression that I've noticed is quality and sound. There was once upon a time where you can name on two hands who were the top spitters. There was a lot of talent, but I mean like elite, where you can put them up against the world. You know, now it's just like an endless amount. It's an endless amount. The talent is insane. There's a lot of fire artists who put out amazing quality music, from the mixing to the mastering to the production to the amount of detail you hear in the instrumentation. That has stepped up big time. What I do miss is the accountability aspect. When I came into this thing, it was heavy on accountability. When you and I first met, it was Richie Righteous sizing me up, had me drive all the way out to Queens, and we chopped it up. And it wasn't like, yo, at the time he had, I mean, I know he still got Rich Records, but it's not like he just threw a deal at me because he heard me and I was dope. He wanted to size me up. There was this accountability that I feel we lack in this day and age. And because we lack it, I mean, there's a lot of people that come into this thing with immaturity and false motives, and we can see it. You know what I'm saying? But thank God none of those people are at the KCAs this year. You feel me?
Yeah, no, that's respect, man. That's respect, and I'm glad that you touched on and we talked about this a little bit behind the scenes. But even I think both of us, we're on our come up. You know what I'm saying? We had somebody that was there, and Pastor Richie Righteous that was there to be like, hold up, I know y'all trying to rap, but you know what? I want to, like he said, he sized you up to make sure like you solid, because it's one thing to rap, but what's your heart like though? What's your life like? How are you? You know what I mean? With this thing that I hear you, but I need to know that you are actually about what you're living, what you're talking about first and foremost. You know, and that's something that I definitely had, and that's how I first met you. I first met you under the banner of accountability. Outside, before I heard you rap, I heard your heart. You know what I'm saying? I heard your heart. So that's definitely something that I appreciate, and to see, like I told you behind the scenes, to see your progression as an artist. You know what I mean? I tell you this, you got literally the Christian hip hop national anthem and hallelujah all day, bro. Like you
God,
got
man.
that. Like when we make it to heaven and they open up the gates and let the Christian hip hoppers in, bro, that's what's gonna be played. That's how I see that. We coming into that. That's our theme music. You know what I'm saying? That's our theme music.
Praise God.
Gates, man. Yo, big shout out to everybody that's tuning in, man. Everybody that's tuning in the chat. By all means, man, if you got any questions, by all means, you know, y'all can definitely speak. Share this broadcast, man, because we live here. Shout out Jay Solo. I see you. You know what I'm saying? We in the building, man. But it's all about the Menace movement. Let me ask you this. Being the fact that I've seen you drop numerous projects, mixtapes, collabs, freestyles, you know what I'm saying? Like memorable freestyles. You are definitely one of the most decorated lyricists that the kingdom has to offer. You know what I mean? And being a lyricist, I appreciate the fact that you have not watered down, that you have been actually just pushing, you know, the flag forward, you know, to holding up the banner of lyricists, man. And you've been unapologetic. You've been you with all smoke. You know what I'm saying? Whether through the bars and even, you know, in the comment section, like, you know what I mean? You're willing to not even in the argumentative way, but just really defend, you know, and speak on the behalf of the faith. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that I appreciate. But with everything that you've accomplished, man, I need to ask, what led you to actually now open up and say, like, yo, listen, it's about the movement. Like, what is the Menace movement, man?
So Menace movement is birthed from just, you know, rejection, bro. Everything is so backwards. You know what I'm saying? What was once frowned upon as evil is now celebrated, and what was once celebrated because it was good and worthy of celebration is now frowned upon as evil. It's just everything is so backwards. And you know, when you're trying to infiltrate hip hop, waving the banner of Christ, you're viewed as a menace. Get out of here. You're a nuisance. So just like how the believers of the followers of the way back in the day were first called Christians, and it was meant to be an insult, yet they embraced it. So, oh no, that called me that. I'll bear his name. So, you know, hey, the Menace movement is like, yo, we going against the grain. The motto is swimming against the current towards the cross of Christ. So the current could be going this way. We're just heading towards the cross of Christ. And if that makes us a menace in doing so, then that's what we'll wear that.
Solid, man.
Yeah.
So let's not, let's get into the proceedings this evening, man. Let's bring the gang on, man. Let's bring the gang on. Let's bring the squad.
Bring the gang.
You know what I'm saying? Let's bring the squad, bro. I'm excited to bring the whole team. We got the squad on deck, man. Let's go. Shout out to Nala Deus. Shout out to C4 Katona. Shout out to Stefanato. Shout out to Jay Norris. We here. I welcome to Real Rap 100, man.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's a blessing to be here.
Listen, man. Can I actually, and anybody could definitely jump in, man. Matter of fact, let me start off with my bro C4 Cantona, and then we can go on, man. How does it feel like, to be being a part of the Menace movement, man? How does it feel being a part of the team as an artist?
It feels like it fits. You know what I mean? Like when Dayton hit me up and asked me to be a part, of it, me and him already was, building behind the scenes. I'm like, to me, it just, it made sense because it's more than just music. I talk to this dude almost every day, and it don't really be about rap. I talk to Nala Deus almost every day. It don't really be about rap. It be we talk about the word. We do life together. You know what I mean? So it's just God ordained this. Me. Word.
Fire. And then by all means, we'll go from Stefanato and Jay Norris, to definitely go on. And like, how was it? How did y'all connect? Like, even though I've seen you stepping out on multiple occasions, collab, before officially being put down with the movement, man. So go ahead and share, man, how you came to the fold.
Yeah, well, I mean, how I met Dayton, I think we met through a mutual friend, which was DJ Morph. And Morph was trying to connect us because I was at a church in Orlando called Boom Body of One. And he was telling me about this dude, this friend of his who's a dope lyricist and is like trying to get connected. And he's like, I just want to introduce you to this guy. I feel like y'all would be good friends. And, long story short, Dayton ended up moving to Orlando, attended Boom, and then we started linking up through the same church. That's where it started. And then, it developed from there.
Representing for all my sisters, my Kingdom sisters, Jay Norris. How about you, man? How does it feel to be a part of this collective, man?
It feels so good. It feels like I'm in a band of brothers, like every single one of these guys they're not just rappers or ministers. And so it's like it's a super honor to just be a part of it. I know Dayton has headed this thing and he's just been an incredible leader. Not just when it comes to the music, though, when it comes to our faith, when it comes to where we are personally, and he just strives for excellence. So it's a huge honor to be a part of the.
Amen. Nala Deus, talk to me, bro. How does it feel being part of the team, man?
Oh man, I follow all their sentiments with that. Same with Steph. I met Dayton at Boom. We all went to the same church at one point, so it was dope. You know what I mean? And you know what I'm saying? When Dayton met me, I looked a little different. So
a lot different.
200 pounds different. You know what I'm saying? So
okay.
You know what I mean? So when Dayton met me, I don't think he could believe I could rap just because he looked at me. He was like, "Nah, you don't rap."
Nah, but, that's not the case.
Nah, message you. But no. It was just I feel like just the way it worked, like right. I think Dayton was like before signing with God Over Money, and then God just connected us, man. We just started building after that. Him hearing the music for the first time and we built right away. I think, and then we did a song together as well. So it was just like it just happened, and over the years, just building, man. He's always been like a big bro figure and helped sharpen me up in so many different ways. So man, it's been a blessing.
Yo, I love it. I love the fact that y'all literally have a genuine bond. So it's not just, oh, he nice, let's get down with the team, or it's just like, oh, great, sounds great on the record, let's get on to. But there's definitely been a genuine bond, man. A genuine bond between you guys, and I could even tell just by as I'm hearing you guys talk and interact. Some of you guys went to church together, so that's definitely dope, man, and appreciate. Now I want to hear from you guys. How does it feel the fact that next weekend You guys are going to be all collectively, in New York City for this year's Kingdom Choice Awards. The whole squad going to be in the building, man. So how does it feel for you guys? And I believe the majority of you guys, this is going to be your first time, rocking at the Kingdom Choice Awards and why, man. So what does that mean for you guys, man? Anybody could take that.
Yeah, I'll dive in. I'll go first. For me, man, it's on my first album with Menace. I wrote a song called Window. And when I was younger, I came from the Caribbean. I moved to Miami. I would look through the TV, and the TV would be like this window into this other world. And it was always New York hip hop, like hip hop artists from New York. And fast forward, down the road, get to this point where I'm invited into this window in a sense, like this other world. I was invited to go into this other world. And the fact that now this is a window of time, again, that we get to do this and for the glory of God. It's just like, it's such an incredible opportunity, man. I'm super geeked. And it's like, man, God is so faithful. Let me say that. God is faithful. He knows our hearts and he puts them in there in the way that he's intricately woven us, so it means so much to me personally. I'll keep it short, but it's such a dope opportunity. Humbled by it.
No, that's awesome, man. Anybody else want to chime in?
Yo, yesterday I just so happened to be around the area. I Googled the spot. I was like 3 minutes from him. Like, let me just go ahead and just look at it for a little while. I went to the spot in the work truck. I'm like, yeah, it's about to be lit, man.
This is what it is. You know what I mean? That's awesome, man. Awesome.
Yeah. For me, New York City's like a second home for me, because a lot of my family's from Brooklyn, and so, me and Dayton was up there we're shooting Good Work, like right around that area, right, bro? It was like
we was around there, and then we was in Queensbridge.
So like when we got off the train, it was like closer to that area, but it's just kind of crazy to think, like. Yeah, we're going back. It's for the KCA. I think it's amazing, man. And like Steph said, man, God is so faithful, bro. Like, it's crazy, man. I got family from New York City hitting me up about it. Like, yo, you gonna be off Broadway? What's going on? Tell
them to get some tickets. You feel me? Yo, it means a lot to me to be able to the fact that we're all traveling together out there. Zika will be there, our newest signee, and I think this is actually the first time he's ever been to New York. So that's a big deal for me. Monster Tarver will be there. So yeah, it means a lot to me that we're all able to do this together. It's dope.
Nah, that's a blessing, man. I tell y'all, man, I'm excited the fact that you guys are here. And one of the reasons why I'm excited that you guys are here, being the fact that New York City being, the birthplace, you know what I'm saying, of hip hop, you know what I'm saying? New York City be the birthplace of hip hop, and you guys being there, man, is definitely, and with the caliber of artists that you are all lyricists, and you will be welcomed. You know what I'm saying? What you guys bring to the table, even though it's awesome to hear how the diverse styles and that everybody has from all across the country, man. But lyricism, this is something that is definitely valued and esteemed here in New York, man. So it's definitely going to be a blessing to have you guys here, man. I want to let everybody know, make sure that you go ahead and get your tickets, man. But before we get into it, man, we're going to run this commercial, man, to get everybody ready, man, for what's going to go down next Saturday.
Kingdom Time Entertainment presents the premier event for Christian hip hop and urban kingdom culture, the 2023 Kingdom Choice Awards weekend.
I'll be performing at this year's KCA live in New York on Broadway. That's right, baby. Kingdom.
The KCA is more than an award show. It's a kingdom experience. Tickets are available at www.symphonyspace.org. Group rates are available until September 15th. VIP tickets are limited. Make sure you're in the building.
This is Real Rap 100, where we have a real rap, and we keep it 100. Hosted by Marcus Hall.
All right. I want to get into, big shout out to my bro, Redeem, shout out to Roger Miller in the chat, Baron Mack, Dave Vera, you know what I mean? Christian hip hop legend, you know what I'm saying, in New York City, man. So this is, I'm glad that everybody's tuning in, man, and we're excited, we're engaged, man, because we're here, Real Rap 100, man, and I'm here with the Menace movement, man, who are going to be taking the stage next Saturday at the Kingdom Choice Awards, man, and the whole squad going to be on deck. Now, I want to get into some questions, man, to dealing with everyone's, how is, as a creative, as you guys as artists, and you guys are all each individually have, you know, your pocket, you know, you have your strengths and how you approach a record. I want to hear from you guys as a creative, as an artist, what is the most difficult thing for you as an artist to create? Like, what are some of the things, that the challenges that you face as a writer or as a performer or with your craft and with your art? And I'm gonna throw this to Jess. I'm gonna start off with Jess. You know, ladies first.
Well, you know, I would say the most difficult thing is kind of gauging, because this is my first project with Menace. I
Right.
a couple years ago, so with gauging how vulnerable to be. You know, a part of it was like I was
That's
writing
good.
songs, and I feel like the Lord gave me songs sometimes instantaneously, and then sometimes over time. And the songs that He gave me instantly were the most vulnerable. And so sometimes I'm like, oh Lord, I'm gonna have to rewrite that because I can't put all that in there. You know, show me like that's exactly what I want you to put in there. And it's vulnerable and it's exposing, but that's
Right.
the work happens, right? When people get ministered to and when they can relate to you and receive, like that's where the work is, you know. So I would say sometimes it can be difficult to just like put your entire life out there, but it's so rewarding when people come up to you and be like, yo, I relate with that, thank you for releasing that. And I know that was probably hard to expose all that, but it was a blessing. And I feel like, you know, it's just the Lord's work. So sometimes that can be difficult, but it's awesome at the same time.
Nice. Thank you for sharing. Stefanato, what about you, bro?
The most difficult thing, I would say, I mean, I share that same sentiment. We're one, you know, so I share that sentiment.
Right.
It's vulnerable at times, but I would say the most challenging thing, and this may sound weird, but it's hard for me to write just for the sake of writing. I have to be personally connected to it in some form or fashion. Like if I'm writing a song and somebody's asking me, okay, let's speak about like recently being faithful, and I'm like, okay, well, like I feel like, okay, I've been serving the Lord like more years than I've been not serving the Lord. It's been a long time, and I'm like, you know, how do I write from a perspective of openness, being vulnerable, and still being super connected to this, even though like this is maybe something I could just like, how do I just connect to this person, you know, and not just write like on the surface topically, if that makes sense.
That's awesome. That's real.
Yeah, I would say it like that, you know. It's hard to write when you're not connected to it. It's super difficult. Somebody says, yo, just write me this. It's like, I can do it, but I feel like the bars are just whack.
Nice. Nowadays, talk to me, man. What's the
Yes,
hardest
sir.
thing for you, man? What is your biggest challenge, you know, as an artist to create?
I was just talking to an artist about this recently. I paralysis by analysis, right? So like my problem is I have so many ideas and I overthink those ideas, so the execution of those ideas get paralyzed. You know what I'm saying? So like I'll think. This is the idea. This is what I want. And then so somebody asked me one time, yo man, you know, you did a project all original, is that exactly what you wanted? I'm like, that's like 75%, 80% what I wanted. Like I didn't get 100% of what I wanted to create out. It's weird like that, you know, because I'm producing as well and doing all that. It's like sometimes I'll hear something in my head that I can't play right or something, you know what I mean? So it's just not seeing it fully come to fruition from what I'm hearing in my head sometimes. So like I think that's like my biggest struggle as an artist with like creating creative wise.
Nice. C4, man, it's on you. What's the biggest challenge, you know what I'm saying, you as a creative?
I guess, you know, the challenge for me is, you know, I feel like people have, you know, my fan base or the people that listen to me, they've accepted me for a particular type of style. You know, everybody knows me for the punchlines and like the aggressive, type of music. And, there's more to me than that. I do a lot of different styles. So I wrestle with, if I do these other type of songs, would the people who like, the main thing that I do, would they, veer off? Would they feel like, what I mean, I'm abandoning the style that they loved me for? You know what I mean? So that's really, the wrestle sometimes that I go through in my mind, creatively. Because I feel like, I already proved myself as a lyricist. There's, time to show more what I could do artistically,
That's real. That's real. Now, Dayton, you being, the vet, the general that you are, people probably have this perception. Oh, Dayton, he don't got no, look, he got this. This is what he does. Not only in your creative process, even though you can speak to that, but I want to hear as an artist, what are the things that you've had been challenging for you as an artist, with everyone having their perception that, you got it together, or perception that, you were kind of like, man, I want to be like Dayton. But if there was only if in the back of your mind, if you could say, like, if people only knew that I, you know what I mean, or that as an artist that I deal with, so by all means, man, share with everybody that's tuning in, man.
Well, very briefly from the creative side, I would say the biggest challenge is the race against time, finding time to write. And then when you have the time, you found that time, not being distracted through it. Because I can get hecka distracted and then find out that, my whole day went by. I got 4 bars done because I was too much on the phone worrying about what I'm going to post today or something. So that's the biggest challenge for me. Next to that, as far as being an artist, the biggest frustration is, man, I believe that there are people, it's not a Christian Illuminati, but there are gatekeepers, so to speak, powers that be. I'm not saying they evil and sitting down behind a desk worshiping Satan, but they've practiced some gatekeeping, and those type of people don't want me in the door. So there's been a lot of roadblocks that I've hit. There's been a lot of opportunities that I didn't receive because they just weren't given to me on purpose. Some people have went out of their way to really went out of their way to act like I don't exist. When hey, I'm here, I'm making more noise than everybody else you paying attention to. Why am I not getting the shot? And then I could understand if it were a talent thing. And my music's not gonna be everybody's cup of tea, but really it's a clout game. You're gonna get the opportunity because I could benefit from you because you come with the kid fan base. You got this, you got that. So there's been people who have went out of their way to ignore me, to act like I don't exist, to not give me opportunities that I probably should have got. So you already see who I run with. There's 2 different sides. There's multiple pockets of CHH. And if the best way to paint that picture is to compare it to a cafeteria, right?
Okay.
Remember, there's the cool table where all the cool kids are. Then there's the other table where the nerds are. Then there's the other table where the artsy cats are. Then there's the table that'll beat everybody up. They the goons, and they'll run the pockets of everybody on that cool table. But that's why people don't. The cool table want to stay away from them, because once the real dudes come around, exposure happens. They do too much. So people don't give me a try or Bizzle a try. They don't invite us to play at their reindeer games because we do too much. The real exposes darkness. You know what I'm saying? The light exposes darkness. And I'm not saying we light, but the light that the Lord has instilled in us exposes darkness. So they be like, yo, keep them over here. You do this on the side like I do this. You smoke and drink and sniff coke like I do this. So come over, we'll invite you. But them, they'll rebuke us. So keep them over there. So I'm on the outskirts, I wasn't in the outskirts in the music industry. We already see that think CHH, like if automatic, you come from the industry, they welcome you in. Clout right away. They thirsty for that cosign. Oh,
Skip the
you
line.
come,
Skip the line.
yeah, skip
Easy
the
pass.
line, skip the line. So yo, when I came in,
VIP.
skip the line. I'm like, why y'all treating me like this? Oh, you Eminem affiliation, D12. Ah, come on. And then when they saw that, I don't function like y'all. I'm gonna call it like it is. Oh, kick him out. So yo, that's why I prayed about signing to God over money. You know what I'm saying? Like yo, because I saw that he was outcasted just like I was. So who better to run with? Then later on you will get the Brian Trejos. You know, it's just these pockets of CHH that still do well and exist outside of the mainstream. I'm grateful that I've got to collaborate with everybody from every table. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, you know, that's been the challenge, bro. And it's frustrating. And then, you know, there's a lot of times where I gotta take my fingers off the phone because I'm about to expose or just be like, hey,
talk that
hey,
talk.
bro,
Yeah,
you ain't built like that. Let me tell you why. But you know, that's been challenging. Yo, but God opposes the proud and gives grace to the humble. So I want to play the low role and believe that if they are proud, he's going to expose the proud. So, you know, it's not my business to figure this stuff out. It's just like I could get sidetracked with everything I just spoke about. I obviously acknowledge it if I'm speaking about it, but yo, it ain't my business, man. I'm here to preach Christ and Christ crucified. That's it. And
That's awesome.
repentance of sins, freedom in Jesus Christ. That's it, bro.
Nah, that's a blessing, man. That's well said, man. And also everything that you said, man, I just want to, like, as I'm taking in everything that you're saying, I just can't help but think, yo, big shout out to the bro Marcus Hall, you know, for the Kingdom Choice Awards, because having the privilege to be there at the actual thought process, you know what I mean, at the concept stage of the Kingdom Choice Awards, and it started out like what it is today. I don't know if people realize this was not the vision. The Kingdom Choice Awards was a one-time thing. We're going to do this. We're going to do a year where we're seeing this revival that's emerging in NY, where you have artists that are out there putting down pain for the kingdom, where souls are being saved out in the streets. The hood is coming to the churches, man. People are getting healed, set free, and delivered in the park. You know, we're seeing this era, you know, that was spearheaded by, you know, the Richie Rices, the Corey Reds, you know what I mean, the Dave Veras, you know, formerly known as Gage. You know, we had so many artists, man, Corey Red and Precise, that are outside, you know what I mean, in the trenches, in the mud, you know what I mean, reaching out to the outcasts, you know. And then the award, but who was rewarding them? A lot of them doing all the like the superhero that saves the day, that saved like the whole building from a burning building, and then go back home and just be like, no congratulations. And they're not even welcomed in churches because of the stance that they're doing. You know what I'm saying? But the Kingdom Choice Awards started from a place to acknowledge those people who are out there, who are celebrating those who will probably never get any recognition. They're not going to be at the pool table. They're not going to be, you know, awarded or nominated, you know, for what they do. But they out here doing kingdom work, man. So that was the beginnings and the genesis of the Kingdom Choice Awards. So to see where it has come and where it is at right now, and even though we have still maintained that essence, where, you know what, we're going to celebrate people like yourself, Dayton, and the squad. And we want everybody that has been outcast, you know what, come through, come to the building. It ain't about necessarily your record sales, but it's about the content and the work that you've been putting in, that we see that's been recognized and should be appreciated and should be celebrated. And we all on the same playing field. You know what I'm saying? So we all on the same playing field, man. So so with everything that you said, man, it was definitely impactful and powerful to hear. I want to throw this out to anybody that's listening in right now, to the new artist that is on the come up, that is trying to get, you know, to get to the platform or try to come out, they have a vision, they have a talent, they have a passion, to do what it is that they see you guys doing. They want to be on the Kingdom Choice Awards. They want to be, let's say, hitting stages and doing their thing for the glory of the Lord. What if you had anything that you would want to say to them, to somebody that's inspiring producer, creative, that wants to be, take their talents and glorify God with them? What is the one piece of advice or advice that has impacted you, or something that you feel that is worth sharing with them? What would you say to them?
Oh man, I would say it's both the practical and prayer. You pray, then you put your feet behind those prayers. So I look at somebody like Azanti or Miles Minnick, right? Both very young, both very tuned in with what's going on, both very real men of God. I spent time with both of them. Did multiple tours with Miles. Been on tour on the road with Zanti. Both real men of God, my friends. They are passionate. They are very strategic and practical with their moves. Marketing geniuses, yet very real about seeking the Lord for direction. So when those two things marry, because you can pray about it and then not do nothing. God is fully capable of making a meal appear right in front of you. We know this. But if you hungry and you praying for food, you probably got to get up and do something too. Like go get a job. He'll provide the job so you get the funds to get the food, just for example. So just consider that. Consider first and foremost, seek God, seek the kingdom and all his righteousness, and all these things will be added on to you, right? You do that first, but then, you put your feet behind those prayers. You get to moving. You got to study the game. You need to be very practical and educated on the practical. Study the music business. It's a different day and age. We're not standing outside in front of the mall trying to pass out mix CDs. You need to learn how to make social media work for you and how to function and get your music to these streaming services.
Awesome. C4, anything you want to share, man? What has been or share to inspire somebody that's trying to get on the come up or get on their grind and rock for the glory, or any piece of advice, man, that has been very instrumental to you that you feel that is definitely worth sharing to the up and coming creatives that we have in the kingdom?
The biggest thing is, man, to just be responsible with your platform. Know that, you more than just a rapper. You come in as a Christian rapper. It's important for you to be who you say that you are. You know what I mean? On and off, the microphone. You know what I mean? There's a lot that we could talk about. Dudes be Christian on the mic, but don't really be Christian. You know what I mean? So, and basically everything else Dayton said, man, learn social media and all that other stuff. You know what I mean? Because that matters. You know what I mean? If you want to get your music out there, but check your heart first and check it constantly, because it's easy to be filled up with pride once you start putting music out and people start liking it. You know what I mean? One of your videos, get a couple thousand views. Everybody's praising you when you all them fire emojis and stuff like that on your video. It's very easy to start feeling yourself. You know what I mean? So heart checks are important.
Right. Nowadays, I know you got something to say, bro. I see it.
Yeah, man. It's funny, man. The first thought that came to me was, well, obviously, make sure you're called to do it. So obedience. Just be obedient to it. Be authentic and be obedient and be consistent. So it's like, definitely I'm not the poster child for artists in the genre, but I would say the one thing everybody who knows me knows is I've been consistently doing it since I started. 20,000 hours. You know what I mean? Like coming out the room just to eat. You know what I mean? Like truth. Like my mom was like, "You didn't eat all day. You need to come out." And also just seeking the Lord at the same time. I was dedicating myself to it. So it wasn't just like, oh yeah, you're called to do, or you feel led to do music, so that's it. No, I had to now I need to get better. Now I need to learn what goes behind this. And nowadays everybody's recording themselves, right? Everybody got a home set up. Like I was doing that back in, when I was a teenager, when it wasn't really like normal, you know what I mean? And figuring it out with like the cheapest equipment, you know what I'm saying? And just the dedication to it. Like when people said don't do it, I don't think you should do it, you sound like a kid. I'm like, because I am a kid. And then you know what I'm saying? And then a year later, because I was consistent, that same person goes, I was wrong, when I was a teenager, you know what I'm saying? So like I seen God do that over and over. And that route might be the humble route, right? It might be the meek route. It might not be the route everybody thinks it is. Like, it doesn't mean you called to do something so you're going to be in a stadium tomorrow. It's like David wasn't a king until his 30s. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, Christ didn't start his ministry till 30. Like it didn't happen when he was 18. You know what I'm saying? So it's like some people think that's how it is. This is a young genre. You know what I mean? This is a young genre as far as time span.
True.
You need mature men to give a message, because you got a lot of young guys with no men to tell them anything. Nobody's giving them game, nothing.
Talking.
So we need mature MCs and artists to still have voices, and because that experience is so needed. Like that's another, so like if you feel called to do this, there is no age limit. You know what I mean? Unless your voice is gone, unless you can't put words together or you can't sing, there's no excuse. Like you can be you, because they don't do this in any other genre, by the way. It's like you look at rock, you look at every other genre, you got veterans still doing this thing and people look up to them. So we need our veterans in the genre. We need to honor them, and the young men need to look to them. The ones that are around that are willing to give you gems and give you off what they learn is so pivotal. Like, yo, listen to the elder statesmen. Listen to these men that are still willing to give you gems. Like, soak that up. I had it. I was privileged. So,
Facts. Just let me add to that real quick. On the flip side, though, to the older gentlemen, make sure you embracing the young cats, because there's a lack of respect. Because the old heads be like, these old young wicked whippersnappers with their old, you know what I'm saying? Trap music. So yo, I remember being the young cat and having like an old head say something about me using auto-tune. I'm like, shut up with your old head, man. Get out of here. Like, it's a disrespect right there. One of them tunnel rat cats. Can't remember who he is. He tried to like son me. Like, I'm like, yo, fam, I ain't grow up on Christian hip hop. You not my OG, bro. Like, you just an old head. Like, shut up. Like, it got like that on Twitter. Like, yo, shut up. You ain't my OG. So he disrespected me, and I was the young head. So, I don't know his name. I would say it, but one of them tunnel rat old heads. So, but yeah, like, yo, respect, be welcoming to the young cats, especially like, yo, man, when I met Zanti, I'm always name dropping them. When I met Zanti, when I met Miles, when I met Scooty, I'm just like, yo, man, these they men, but you know what I'm saying, they're younger. They new coming into this thing. Yo, they got the right heart, man. Let's encourage that. George Rose, you know what I'm saying? Let's encourage that. And cats be like, oh, what they do is whack. Oh, he sound the same. Oh, all right, bro. That's why they disrespect you, bro. And they don't want to hear that you have valuable game to give, and they're not gonna receive it because you such a jerk. Go ahead. Anybody else?
I was gonna add to that though. One last thing. Don't be so sensitive and receive critique and criticism. Like, you got a lot of rogue people, like our young artists, that don't want to accept critique because they think they got it too. And you know what I mean? And the one thing I learned, especially with dating, like essentially like critiquing, mentoring in that sense, it's like I was already doing it for years, and it still needed to be sharpened in certain ways, right? We need to be able to accept criticism and critique. The Bible says a wise man receives criticism, right? It's like you got to be able to hear it and grow from it. Don't be discouraged. If somebody told me when I was like 16, yo, you're whack, like you shouldn't rap, right? That same person is no longer involved with CHH. That's another story. But I would say, and no, but that's God. I would
That's
say
real. That's
I
real.
took what he said and I went back to the lab and I said, I got to figure out why he thinks I'm whack. I don't know why he
That's
said that.
dope. That's dope.
Instead of saying he's wrong, I'm really good. Nah, I was like, you know what? Maybe he's right. And so I would say that to the younger artists too. Like, yo, if someone who is trying to get you gems and say, hey man, I think you need to, sharpen that up a bit. Why don't you try doing this? Don't be like, nah. Like take that. Go back, get better. You know what I mean? Don't get discouraged. You know what I mean?
And let me say this, and I know we getting ready to wrap up, but I gotta ask, as the married couple, Jess, when you have to go ahead and leave, are there times when you're listening to a verse and you be like, hon, I think you need a, you know what I'm saying? Like, does that happen? Like,
Let me tell you, it happens often. And it's funny, me and Steph's dynamics, we're very different people, different personalities. I'm a little bit of a straight shooter. And so sometimes I have to be careful with how I say it. I'm like, nah, I don't feel that. Or I think he needs to rewrite something, but it always comes from the heart that I have probably the most, I'm the biggest fan of Stefanato. Like, you have no idea. Before I married him, I was a massive fan. So when we got married, it always comes from like, babe, I don't think you realize your potential. And that's what you represent, your potential. And so it's never like, yo, you're whack, you need to rewrite that. It's more like you got and you kind of you did that real quick, but I think you need to dig a little deeper. And then gems come out, and then he starts like, all right, yeah, I had more gems. Yeah, you did, so it's more from that heart posture. But for sure, I just got to be careful with the way I deliver it. I just don't do it too straight, just like,
And Steph, how is it for you when you come down to critiquing your wife? Because sometimes, the game isn't always the same. We play the game ain't always the same when we're responding to wife. And I'm saying this because my wife is an artist herself. So that's why this question is coming from a place, and I'm just asking, for wisdom's sake. That's all.
Yeah, I'm always going to be encouraging. So I'm always going to encourage that. Let that be known. I'm going to encourage. But if there's ever anything that I feel can be worded differently, I'll try to share that in some sort of way. I can't really critique her like vocally. You know what I'm saying? That's like, if I hear something's off, maybe I'll mention that. But it's more so like the writing. And yeah, I'll just encourage her like to maybe revisit it or to add a syllable or additional word, something like that, so that it hits in pocket a little bit better. Yeah. Things like that. But yeah, it's usually, she has a unique gift, whereas like, she just kind of had it from the gate, like she just kind of had it. And so it's dope to see her step more into it and just develop even that confidence of her own voice. And the more that she does, it's just a beautiful thing. And so, yeah, it's just, encourage your wife, build her up and be honest. But at the end of the day, it's like, continue to push her in that direction of, you got this, you can continue to do this. And just as Jess shared, like, there's more in you. And I think that's something that's, at first I didn't like it. I was like, oh, this is so annoying. But what it did for me is like, now I appreciate it because, it's like, it's almost like that's what fuels you to tap into a deeper place. You're like, wait, what'd you say? It's kind of like Nale. It's like, wait, what? That wasn't that dope. Okay. All right. Let me go back. Lord, come on. I know we can do something here, So I go in, I'm like, all right, Lord, well, I want this to encourage people. I want it to inspire people. I want it to communicate a message. I want it to be the best because this is an act of worship. I want it to be something that this is a sacrifice. This is costing me something. It's costing me time. It's costing me. It's like I'm pushing myself to the peak of my ability and more and some, so it's going to cost me something.
Truth.
It's like, didn't David say that as a psalmist, the one who wrote like the most incredible songs and, raps, it's like, I'm not going to give a sacrifice that costs me nothing. At the end of the day, that's what big joy is like. Yeah, it stinks to maybe here at times. It's like, all right, that could be a little bit better, but it's like, yo, this has to cost something, and I can't get comfortable. Like, yo, I got it. It's like, no, I'm always wanting to be leaning in like, Lord, how can I give you the best of my ability? because that's where it came from. It came from the secret place. It came from a posture of worship. So it has to remain in that place, you know?
Fire. Listen, that's a great answer, man. Listen, everybody that's tuning in, man, I need everybody to be aware that it was an honor for me to hear you guys, you know, speak to some of you guys, you know, for the first time and hear your hearts, you know, because on the 30th, we've heard your music, you know, we heard your music. You guys are on the platform for a reason. Like I'm telling y'all, the way that people behind the scenes, like the production managers, how they're talking in the group chat, you don't want to miss what Menace movement, man, what they bring to the table, man. I'm excited, man. On the behalf of New York, we are excited, you know what I mean, to really see what you guys are gonna bring to the table once you guys hit that Kingdom Choice Award stage, man. Listen, we want everybody in the building. Listen, before tickets sell out, because I'm believing that we definitely gonna get a sellout. It's gonna be that type of situation. Don't wait. Definitely log on to www.symphonyspace.org and make sure and ensure that you got your tickets. You know what I mean? There you have it. You know, get KCA tickets. www.symphonyspace.org. Listen, there's a group rate. If you bring 15 or more people, y'all can get it at $35. That's the only hookup that's gonna be there. People already making up fake pages talking about, hey, I'm a VIP person. I ain't gonna be there, but if you just send me a little. We already got that going on social media already. So that's when you know when the scammers is up on game. So that's already a sign that it's definitely going to be a movie, man. Yo, big shout out to Dayton. Big shout out to the Menace movement. I salute you all for being here on Real Rap 100. Shout out for Kingdom Time Media, Kingdom Time Entertainment, man. Kingdom Choice Awards is going down. Richard Dolphin signing off, man. Y'all already know what's going down, man. KCA 2023 going down September 30th. Let's get it. We out here.
This is Real Rap 100, where we have a real rap and we keep it 100. Hosted by Marcus Hall.
Kingdom Time Entertainment presents the premier event for Christian hip hop and urban kingdom culture, the 2023 Kingdom Choice Awards weekend. All roads lead to Broadway, New York City for the main event, which will take place at Symphony Space. Performing live will be Jared All-Star,
More covered in the blood, Yeshua the Father.
CB Christ Boy, Crew Alexander, Conquest, Antoine Hilton, Richie Dorfman, Clifford Graham,
In the city of gods. Krista got it, the city is sauce.
He's Son Lee, Dayton and the Menace movement.
This is my shot. I give it all that I got till I'm put in the coffin to rock. Tell them all I will not give up.
MC Nice and Sharif, Angie Rose.
Hace day, aleluya. Pero say aleluya y se escucha una
Raise the artist.
Hold up, I ain't with that. Devil try to get his leg back.
Miles Lennox,
Do it big, do it real big, real big. Oh my God, do it big, do it real big.
1K Few,
Living my life for show. I made it up out of that episode. Sure. Pulling out on the road. I'm making a story they never told.
your honorary recipients of the night will be CHH legend Brinson of God Chasers Entertainment and Kingdom visionary James Trigg Russo, CEO of Holy Culture Radio. Tickets are available at www.symphonyspace.org. Group rates are available until September 15th. VIP tickets are limited. The KCA is more than an award show. It's a Kingdom experience.
This is Real Rap 100, where we have a real rap and we keep it 100. Hosted by Marcus Hall.